And I guess we're live! Hello and welcome back everyone to another Final Fantasy Friday with me, Jim the Editor. With me, as always, my trusty sidekick, Chris from Pokemaniacal. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing fine, I think.
Fine, you think? A glowing endorsement. Should we
Oh,
get to
as
it?
always.
Should we get into it?
Yes, I suppose we should.
Alright, let's get into it.
Sorry, I thought that was a rhetorical question.
Oh, questions are never rhetorical, Chris.
I didn't think you needed me to actually give you permission.
Oh yeah, always waiting for your permission.
Good.
Right, we're hanging out in the Thunder Plains.
You seem to be.
And we were not doing very well in terms of all the battles prior to ending last week. So, we might have to stick around here for a little while.
I suppose that's reasonable.
Nice.
It would be nice if our characters were less terrible.
Less terrible is always, a good thing to aim for. Not quite a platonic ideal, but, you know. So I guess that means we're going to have to fill some time. Good thing we have our boy over here, Machen.
Yes.
He can, bastard.
I thought the point of streaming was to fill time.
Well, yeah.
Well, hello there. Would you like to hear about this place?
Would we like to hear about this place?
Of course we would.
Of
I don't
course.
think that's in
Very
doubt.
well. Let me tell you about the crossing. A long time ago, this place was a traveler's nightmare.
I mean, to be honest, it's not a great
Plains of
place
lightning,
at
plains
this
of
stage
thunder.
either.
Those who cross are torn asunder. Or so they used to say.
Who's they?
Then a man by the name
You know,
of
they,
Billion,
the royal they.
using machinery,
Royal
built
they.
tires that served as lightning rods across the plains.
I want to know more about this Bilgin guy.
Finally, travelers
Indeed.
were able to cross in safety. Bilgen was building that tower over there when he was struck and killed by lightning.
It's amazing that he got that far. The lightning could still strike him while he was creating the towers. Seems like a major flaw in
He
the
may
plan.
have been very good at dodging.
That's true.
He was trying to get Lulu's crest and he fell short on 199.
Oh god. I thought it was 255 when I did it, so that's another reason why I hate this damn trial.
Oh really?
Yep.
I thought it was always in 200.
Odd. Yeah, no, I will be happy if it turns out to be 200. But the thing about like not being able to save or leave that screen was the big one. Because I couldn't stop and check, right? Because the moment you do that, you lose the whole thing, which is a bastard way to do it.
So, are you going to attempt this on the stream?
I don't know. Do people? If people want that to be the case, then yeah, why not? We'll try it. It's a good like incidental way of leveling up. I don't think we're at the right levels yet, though. Like I think we would just get destroyed.
By the lightning?
No. By all the monsters you have to face, because we don't have any no encounter gear, right?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, kind of a big deal at this point if you're going to try and
This ends now.
try and dodge 200 lightning bolts while there are fiends around.
I can see how this would be an issue.
Especially since the point where you start, where you can consistently get lightning strikes is a place that's populated by the iron giants.
No worries.
I'll just buy lots of potions, it'll be fine.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of potion money, Chris. You're living in a fantasy land where we actually have stuff. Get some health. Well, that's one way to do it. So how's your week been, Chris?
My week has been passable. Yeah, just trying to get some writing done.
When you say writing, do you mean... Oh, yeah, that's not good at all. When you say...
Oh no, they killed Yuna.
When you say writing, do you mean writing for the blog, writing for your
Yeah.
PhD, or are you doing any other writing right now?
The first thing mainly.
Writing for the blog. Because of course, today you debuted another excellent entry in your Pokemon Trainer Is You series.
Did I?
Well, today my time.
Oh yes. I think last night your time, surely.
Yeah, probably. I always count it as Friday. That's what I do with my Friday mornings. Wake up, read what you actually wrote, versus what was in our Dropbox folder.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means sometimes it changes, okay? But yeah, I think I'm happy to go on record as saying that this was one of the best that you've had.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I think I did well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely willing to agree with that. I think it was a fantastic effort.
Let's end this.
And I ended up today a couple of times checking in to see if there'd been any more comments praising your writing. Because as I said, I think it was one of your more fun entries. Inspired, of course, by suggestions put in by your brilliant readers. And their crazy wacky schemes of how to beat Brock. Sorry, spoilers, how to beat Brock. Or how to try to beat Brock, I should say. To be more correct.
It could easily have gone wrong.
It very easily could have gone wrong, and I do entreat anyone in the chat who hasn't read it yet to go over to Pokemaniacal.com and check it out. Also, at this stage, do share it with people who are interested in just general stories and writing, because you've been doing this, for 2 years now, Chris?
No, only 1 year.
Only 1 year? I thought it was 2 years with a 6-month break in the middle.
No, it's 1 year with a 6-month break.
Oh wow, we've come quite far then.
Yeah, the first one was I think like September or October of 2019.
That's quite cool. But still, you've been doing this for a year. It's like a proper story now. How many words do you think it is?
I'm enjoying it. Just as a way to get practice on a different kind of writing from what I usually do for the blog.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly appreciate it. It's more similar to the ill-fated Pokemon X Nuzlocke that you tried for a while.
Yes, a little.
Whatever happened to that? Are we gonna get another edition?
No.
No, that's it. You pulled the plug. Officially out of that game.
A few years ago, yeah.
No, I'm just getting you on record. Are you willing to say right now what would have happened in the story? Or were you kind of still playing it by ear? Like, this was actually a game that you were playing through at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which I did not in fact finish, because I kind of always planned that I might come back to it. And, I might come back to it. I just would not put that probability very high.
Yeah, Yeah, which is fine.
Like I think that the segment of my readership that desperately wants me to finish this is quite loud and amounts to 3 or 4 people. One of whom is you. So
yeah, and partly me is so that like we'd have some closure and we'd actually finish something for a change. We don't finish very many things on this blog.
Well, what is it that you would expect to be finished?
Well, that's the point. There's not much that can finish, right? Like the Pokemon reviews, so long as Game Freak and the Pokemon Company are insisting on creating new Pokemon,
Right,
that will never finish. You'll be 85 years old and still writing reviews of Ridge Fairy.
Which is kind of why... Well, one reason why I think maybe doing Pokemon reviews is not fantastic. Like, I haven't had a whole lot of energy for it lately, you may have noticed.
Ah, me? No. I never noticed something like that. Ah, man.
Like, I think maybe doing something more sort of standalone is more productive, and maybe it gives me more opportunities to say something interesting. I don't know.
I like how you said more opportunities there, making no assumptions. Anna thinks that we should dodge 199 lightning bolts. 200 doesn't seem feasible.
This is true. I don't know, I think maybe you should aim for 198.
I mean, either would be
Just to be
soul-destroying, right? Right now, either would be soul-destroying. Just with how bad our characters are, I'm gonna have to go back to the save point again. Lulu's not even a mage, and she's out here doing damage, wrecking people.
That's fine. Titus will improve eventually, I think.
I mean,
I hope.
bold stance.
Maybe.
I don't think so. I think he's always going to be this terrible, and we should always be sad all the time. In saying that, I should probably use the stat points got saved up. Oh, Waka can come in and do some white maging.
Yeah, a point of contention that I've always had, and we've talked about this before, but I when I tried doing the Thunder Plains lightning dodging thing, I didn't think it was that hard.
It's not... I don't think it's hard. I would never say that it's hard, it's just time consuming, and if you don't have no encounter, which the last time I did it, I didn't. Which, I mean, you could say sounds like a me problem, and
Yeah,
to
it
that,
does.
I would say, yep, fair point, but also, like it just takes so long, and it's so it's repetitive as well.
Yeah, if you don't have no encounter, I could see it taking hours doing this.
I think it took me 2 hours, maybe 2 hours 15.
But with no encounter, when I did it, it took 20 minutes.
Yeah. And I mean, good for you. It's just like... But what are you doing at that point? You're just kind of walking back and forward and hitting A.
Pretty much, yeah.
Take a swing at this guy. Yes, of course. Can't get any special from him, I don't think. So let's try and steal. Yeah, Chocobo Feather, always good.
Is this...
Yeah, Chocobo Feather's really handy. I think they do auto haste on items if you get enough of them. It's a ridiculous amount that you need, but yeah, if you get enough of them. I'm going to use my Overdrive, or Exibron's Overdrive here.
Will that help?
Yeah, they've got a really high evasion, and I don't believe that Overdrives can miss.
Ah.
So Ideally, this will get us an overkill, so we'll get double experience and hopefully a decent item. From memory, I think these guys are actually okay in terms of the experience and stuff that they offer. Plus, this is a lightning attack, so it's not overly useful against the mobs, the fiends in this area.
Or not then.
Yeah, I think so. There we go. Take that, little Quacktar. Of course, here the cactars with a U. Sorry, a Q.
Quackdoors.
Yeah. So we just got a spiritual shield from them. So currently using Ice Ward, which is terrible, so let's not use that. MP Stroll. Probably want something.
I mean, he is a
better.
mage, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, we're healing so often right now that it's not a huge deal. You're gonna learn. Oh, Drain.
Very good.
That's handy. You can actually have a mage doing some mage things. Or a non-mage doing this. Walker does nothing. Good. Mari doing his thing. Lulu, where are you going? All about that agility. Which, you know, must be tough in that skirt.
Well, you know, just means you had to practice a little more.
Orin was going to be our backup white mage. Don't want to go too far in that direction. More dense. I think next we'll be able to get back to there. Turn. Level. I want to know more about the lightning, the thunder planes here, Chris.
Do you now?
I do.
I think it's clearly magic.
It's clearly magic. There have been some long-term lightning storms in the real world, though, right?
I don't think they're ever permanent. I don't think that happens.
I have a vague memory of reading something in the Guinness Book of Records a long time ago about some thunderstorm in, I think it was Venezuela? Been going on for ages.
You know, I have looked this up. This is like Maracaibo or something, which is not, it's not continuous. It's
right.
Not always going on. But yeah, apparently they get lightning storms something like 150 nights out of the year.
That's pretty cool. And why does that happen? Like in the real world?
That is something I'm still trying to find out.
So Chris does not know.
No, and frankly, I'm not sure anyone knows. It
is pretty weird though. Like,
yeah.
What does make lightning? It's something about low pressure and high pressure and things like that, right?
Well, it's a charge inequality between the Earth and the clouds. But I don't think we know exactly why that happens. I have tried to look this up before. I have tried to find a simple explanation, and I don't think anyone has one.
So kind of just overall a big shrug?
I mean, not a big shrug, exactly, but a lot of fairly technical meteorological jargon. I get the impression there is a lot of still ongoing research about why exactly lightning happens.
Which is kind of crazy. Like, it is something that basically every human being has experienced. And we don't know why it happens. I mean, I suppose yawning, we don't really know why that happens.
Yeah, that's a good one. One of those things you'd think we probably ought to have figured out by now.
Oh, we absolutely ought to have figured out. yawning by now. It's crazy that we don't know. Because it was, for a while, thought that it was supposed to cool your brain down, but then they did, like, proper tests. And, nope, apparently not. Apparently not. Well, more levels. Titus. Still get back, and one more. So let's go one more up here, get some MP. Ooh, is that going to be a magic? Are we going to want... Oh, it is. We're going to want that. Probably worth a couple more. Even if it takes us 2 levels to get back.
Mm-hmm.
Yuna being all agile and stuff. Mari doing his best to do his best.
1991 study speculated that an isolated cause for the lightning at Lake Maracaibo might be the presence of uranium in the bedrock.
Why is that?
But why? I don't know. The paper is in Spanish.
Oh, come on, Chris. Brush up those Spanish skills.
I have never known any Spanish.
Well, now it sounds like you're just making excuses.
Yeah, it's just Italian with a funny accent, right?
I mean, it's Latin with a horrendous accent, or Italian with a half-bad one, right? Oh god, this is underwhelming. Just do so much damage. Orin, do something. So, apparently uranium. That's what we're going with?
No, that was in 1991. There's been other ideas since then.
Oh good, other ideas.
Methane from swamps, oil deposits.
Right, so all sensible suggestions.
Hmm.
Methane from swamps. What's that got to do with the price of fish?
I don't know.
So again, just a big shrug of the shoulders. Odd. Is odd. Oh well. So maybe magic. Maybe in the real world the answer is magic.
Maybe.
I mean, not an overly gratifying result. Wish we could say that in history. Right? Magic. Why did the Roman Empire fall? Magic.
Yeah, we can shrug and say social forces.
Oh, I guess that is kind of a magic. It's ritual. The archaeological form of its magic. Oh, we get to break Shalinda's heart here. Get ready for it.
No.
Good day. Hi there. Is it true? I heard that Maester Seymour and Lady Yuna are to be wed. It's such great news. I have to tell everyone.
Where'd you hear that?
From the Guado. They were all very excited.
Well, damn Guado, getting ahead of
I'm
themselves.
afraid you heard a little wrong. Yuna's gonna turn him down.
Oh, really?
What do we say, Chris?
I think we have to tell her the truth, right?
Just kidding!
I see. That's unfortunate. Well, I'm sure that people would have rejoiced all over Spira.
Would have. They're still going to, Shalinda. And we beat Sin.
Why would you lie to him here? Like, what is the point of it?
What, the just kidding? Because she seems so excited, right?
Yeah, but like...
Also, just to be a troll. Some people like to roleplay as an absolute troll. And it's part of the role-playing aspect of this game, is that you can play Titus as an admittedly very limited variety of characters.
Hmm.
I mean, I can't even... The way this game's designed, because it's basically just a linear-ish story with some side quests, I can't even really imagine what an open-world version of this game would look like.
I don't know that it would look that different.
You don't think so?
Hmm.
Well, you'd have to do the scaling of monsters' levels and health differently.
Nah.
You don't think so? Just they always get
Just
better
let
as you go to
people stumble
Zanarkand?
into high-level areas and die.
Well, I mean, yeah, in some senses, but like you kind of want there to be some kind of oh crap, that could have gotten real bad. Ixibron, help us out here. Yes, to some degree, just let people wander into high-powered areas. But I think I'm more concerned with the other way, is when you're a high level, stumbling into areas where it's basically just a waste of your time to be. So you'd want a way of scaling the monsters' levels. And I guess Final Fantasy X-2 does have that approach of just letting you stumble into those areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are all over the place in terms of where you can go. So I guess that's the answer, though, isn't it? Oh,
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's not sort of...
Anna has read the
Like,
Spanish
it's not-
article for us, Chris.
Oh, really?
Yep. Oh shit. Got lightninged. Wasn't looking, I was
The
trying...
Air continually ionized by ionizing radiation. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, wrong button.
Seems
Oh,
plausible.
shame. So can you read that out, Chris? I can't look at the stream and try and dodge
I
lightning
just
bolts at the same
did.
time. I didn't
Just
hear
did.
it. Did not hear it.
Uh,
Did not come through.
The air could be continually ionized by ionizing radiation, and one possible source of that is buried uranium ore.
Right. Right. So,
Which, yeah, that would create a charge imbalance.
I mean, how much ore is in this? But like, surely it would have to be the most plentiful ore supply in the world
It's
for
me.
it to be such a unique environment, right? Unless there are other factors involved. Which, I mean, let's face it, there are always other factors involved.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. And is saying that the actual supposition, the uranium theory, is from 1975. So it's the part that...
So the world has moved on since then.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it was the Cold War. It was a weird time. Radiation was the answer to everything. Oh, Anna's going deep dive on this.
Oh dear.
So even the 1975 reference is from the 1960s, when radiation really was the answer to everything.
Ah.
Just a crazy time in humanity's history when we discovered radiation. And it was just put radioactive things in everything. Like, that's not even a joke, though. Like, literally
Oh
had
yeah, I'm aware. Yeah.
radioactive stuff. Like, radioactive
It
kids'
was
toys.
used in- Yeah, yeah. It was supposed to make you healthier, right? Like, it was supposed to invigorate you.
Yeah, sometimes. But they had, like, cereal boxes that came with toys in them that were radioactive. Because the radiation made them glow.
Mm. Very exciting.
I mean, exciting is one word for it. Insane. Insane. But I guess people are going to look forward to what we've been doing to the environment and say that that's probably insane.
Oh, yes, yes. At least we are aware of that now, though.
Yeah, but they're going to look back and like, they used remains of old dinosaurs and extinct animals to drive their cars when they had access to steam and hydrogen already. Like that lightning. The history of the steam cars
I'm
are
afraid
weird.
I'm duty bound to point out that oil is not dinosaurs.
Is all of it 100% not dinosaurs?
I don't know about 100%, but it's primarily the Carboniferous forests, I think.
Yeah. Surely there's some dinosaurs caught up in those Carboniferous forests, Chris?
Well, no, they evolved 100 million years later, so...
What, you mean forests from the Carboniferous period?
Yes.
I thought that was mostly coal.
I think they're from the same kind of place, aren't they?
Well, no, because the Permian shale... This is from the Permian, right?
Yes.
One would assume.
One assumes.
So, like... I mean, again, not dinosaurs. But also not Carboniferous. Although, the Permian is really fun and funky.
Oh, yes. I think that the point, though, is that neither of us is a geologist.
Hey, I have a minor in geology. Don't you
Yeah,
forget
you're not
that.
a geologist, though.
I dated the daughter of a geologist once.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Fair. Yeah, I was not in that kind of geology anyway. I might be a lot more wealthy if I had decided to turn my skills that way. Let's get someone who can steal here.
Needles! I hate needles!
You shush. You hate needles, you hate lightning. I mean, may as well just attack, see what happens. Oh, that happens. Oh. I'm quite surprised that hit. Oh, very clever. Anna in the chat. I dated the daughter of a geologist once. Dated her to what period?
And what's the answer?
I couldn't possibly say. One doesn't kiss and tell like that, Anna. I appreciate that. I never really got down the whole geologic timescale. Like, what's a period? What's an era? What are the other?
Epochs?
Yeah, epochs are big. Know that. So is the Permian an era? Cretaceous, Jurassic, and Triassic are all eras, right? No, it was Mesozoic an era. No, it's Cretaceous period, Mesozoic era.
That sounds right.
Oh, just because it sounds right. I think that's right. I think.
I don't know how they're defined. Like, I assume it's, that there's distinctive types of rock that come from each period.
I think it's really arbitrary. From what I know about paleontology, I think it's fairly arbitrary. But yeah, basically based on rock formations.
Hmm.
There we go. Eon era period epoch age.
I didn't hear any of that over the sound of Yuna summoning Ixibron.
I was just reading Anna's helpful comment, telling us how these things go.
But what do they actually mean?
Be strong.
I think they're just like relative periods of Very rarely use Aerospark. Oh, good, it hits. I think them really just marked by changes in geology and paleontology. Changes in what you find in the rocks and what rocks appear.
Right. Well, I know the eras and epochs are to do with organisms, right? Because Phanerozoic, the example that Anna's giving here is Permian is a period in the Paleozoic era of the Phanerozoic Eon, and the Phanerozoic Eon is just the period when there is life that we can observe.
Whoa, that was a close one.
Which is
Stop
literally what it
kidding
means.
around.
Like Phanerozoic means like
Yes,
apparent life, observable life. And the eras like
What's wrong?
Paleomesozoic, Cenozoic.
You just, Chris, sorry to talk over you. We just missed the next laugh. We have Titus's.
Details.
We have Titus's ha ha ha, and we've got Riku's. That's like a scene from The Ring.
Lightning! I hate thunder! Let's go rest over there. Please?
Riku is now half spider.
This storm
I
never
think she's
stops.
always been
We
half
better
spider.
cross quickly.
Mm.
I know.
Is that what an owlbear
Just for a
is?
little while.
Spider Lady,
Well,
yep.
what now?
Nope, everyone else is leaving.
Just a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared of lightning.
I'm resting. I don't know what
Fair
these
enough.
guys are up to. Oh, look, everyone else is resting.
I'm a little tired. Do you have a room available?
Anna
Summoner.
asks, could we
Yes,
have turned
just
Riku
over
into a
that
thunder
way.
using Black Mage?
Thank you.
You know what?
Not this quickly, right?
It's
I
not.
mean, if we had ground her up a little bit, then yeah. Does that mean we wouldn't have an Orin?
Possibly. I think we're too committed now, frankly.
Oh, no, Chris, we can always go backwards. Riku's here. Riku can still be a Black Mage. And yes, she was going to be Orin. Why don't we send Orin through, rather than through White Magic? Orin can go through Riku, and Kamari can backtrack and go through Orin's. No one likes Kamari anyway. And he's got a piercing weapon, so that makes sense for him to go through Orin's. It might make too much. It might make too much sense.
Yeah. I cannot deny the logic of this.
You can always deny the logic of Chris. Oh, let's read about the History of Summoners, Thunderplains edition. Long ago, fiends known as cactars roamed the Jose continent.
Quacktails.
Long ago, fiends known as Quacktuals. Quacktuals roamed the Jose continent freely. They ran rampant, ravaging fields. I did not know that would do that before committing. They ran rampant, ravaging fields and tormenting travelers.
Rubberwares.
Then, Lord Gandalf appeared, a man later to become High Summoner. He scoured the continent for the Quackators and drove them to these plains.
Quains.
Once he had gathered the Quackators together, Ward Gandalf winked the sign of X, whereupon the Quackators burned to smoke and were absorbed by a stone. The Quackators were thus sealed into stone, fated to face lightning day and night, until someone again links the X sign and releases the seal. They shall suffer within the stone for their deeds. Thus did Lord Gandalf bring relief to the peoples all over Spira. He believed that the battle within was only one part of the summoner's greater mission. That was way harder than I thought it was going to be when I committed to that. That story was way longer than I thought it would be.
Well done.
It's not easy being a guardian to a summoner so young.
Anna says, well, this is some messed up torture stuff. I assume referring to your narration there.
100% that refers to my narration.
Was it because of Jiskel?
Yes.
Are you that scared?
When I was little, a fiend attacked me while I was swimming at the beach. My brother tried to beat it back with a spell.
Oh god, brother and his spells.
But he missed and hit me instead. It was a thunder
damn it,
spell.
brother.
Ouch.
I've been scared of lightning ever since.
I mean, that's a reasonable reason to be afraid of
It
lightning,
can
right?
be effective.
It is, yeah.
Magic is effective against marine fiends.
Yeah, I figured that's what you meant, Anna.
brother said that
The
too.
cactus and the stones, and I assume Chris knew that as well.
No, you definitely... You may not have known that you meant it, but you
Maybe
did
later.
mean Jim's narration.
Oh, it's Rin.
Nice to see you again. Welcome to the
It was
Wind
painful.
Travel
It was
Agency.
unique torture to myself.
Oh.
Shh.
Hmm.
Oh, hello to Sadwi.
How goes your
Hmm.
study of our language?
Okay.
That is good to hear. Allow me to present you with this book for your study.
I've already got that book.
I wonder, would that be Sir...
Why would you lie?
Ah, as I
Um,
thought.
I guess
I've
because
been
you
wondering
know that
since I
Oren
saw him
kind
at the
of
Meehan High
doesn't
Road
like
branch.
people.
Sir Oren, I wonder if you remember me. 10 years ago, at the beginning of Lord Braska's calm.
Yes, I should thank you.
Not at all. I could
I like
not
this
leave a
interaction.
wounded man to
Quite cool.
die. However, I was surprised when I saw you gone the next morning with that wound. An ordinary man would not have been able to walk.
I'd rather drop that subject, Rin.
And an unordinary man would have just died.
As you wish.
Hmm.
Or Hitler.
I wonder what's wrong with Yuna.
Don't tell Riku, but we leave as soon as Yuna's better.
Right. Tell Riku. What weapons could... I mean...
Nothing jumping out.
I mean, that's better than that.
Yeah. And Riku does want some lightning immunity.
Yeah, that's true. It is true.
What is that walk he's doing?
The Titus swagger. Just, you know, wandering.
Is he drunk?
Always. Always.
You know, look at that. He is drunk.
Whoa!
He is definitely drunk.
Yes?
Ow. Oh.
Good save, Yuna.
Well, it's nothing really. I just,
Heard voices. Come on, Titus, just tell the truth.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come in.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, no shit, you shouldn't.
Hey, wasn't that Jisco Guado guy?
I do appreciate English's ability to say
The
that.
sphere is his will. It says, take care of my son.
That is a good one. Had is another good one.
I mean, it's no Buffalo.
His son, Seymour?
But,
Buffalo.
Well, I know one way
Yeah.
to take care of him.
wasn't it that everything that's an infinite sentence potentially?
Possibly.
I think someone did their PhD on the fact that it could be. What's Waka doing? Just creeping.
What do you think you're up to?
Yuna was acting funny.
Yeah. She'll tell us when she's ready, so hold your chocobos till then.
It is a great scene. Also, I'm pretty sure Waka dislocated his neck just then.
Can you dislocate a neck? Is that a thing?
Oh, absolutely you can. Is it a thing that you can not die from? I think is a better question.
She's not going to move unless we do something.
No, go away, Rin. Mari doesn't want anything.
Whatever happens, we're still. I know how you feel.
We're not through
does
the
he
Thunder
feel?
Plains yet.
Yes, is the answer.
If it's okay with Riku, shall
It's not
It's
okay
not
with
stopping,
Riku.
is it?
Alright, Riku. From now on...
It's not
Oh,
stopping.
Riku, let me go.
It's not stopping, is it?
You've just said that twice.
Don't tell me you were hoping it would. Fine, stay here.
Forever.
It's okay, Riku. We've just resolved to let you get your own back against the lightning gods by giving you the power of lightning.
You
It's going to take hard work and
comforting or
determination,
something.
but we'll get there.
You know,
About 10
try
levels.
to cheer me up. You just don't get me at all, do you?
Can you imagine Orin
No.
doing
Hey,
any of
are
those
you
things?
listening?
It's almost as bad as asking Kamari to do.
I'm not scared.
I think Kamari would at least make an effort in his own way.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In his own way being the key words there.
Yes. Orin would just be a dick about it.
Oh. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. He has
And
no right.
paparazzi.
Yeah, he has no right to take our image like that. That's a joke from Team 4 Star, isn't it?
Is this?
Yeah, when the media comes to cover the fight between the Saiyans and Earth's heroes. Nappa gets worried about protecting his image. I'm really sad that that's finished. I don't necessarily think the Android Saga and the Cell Saga was their best work, but yeah, it is sad that something that was part of, I guess, all of our young adulthoods is no longer kind of happening. Did you watch the later seasons?
No, I don't think I did.
There's some good jokes, but became less of an abridging and more of just like a story involving different characters. Like they kind of set up and established the characters and were consistent with it, so they became, I suppose, better storytellers, you could argue. But that being said, like in doing that, it lost some of its kind of rustic charm. It became very polished, and they were always quite good. It became very polished, and it was a good story. But like episodes went from being kind of 6 or 7 minutes long in the first kind of couple of seasons to being almost as long as the actual episodes. Which, you know, isn't really the point of abridging.
What was ever the point?
Ask Little Karibo. He started his Yu-Gi-Oh series again a couple of years ago.
Really?
Which was quite cool. I don't know if he's still going. I haven't seen anything from him in a while, but
that's how it's done.
He did start again. Most experience we get from anyone in a while. Oh, again, Kamari, what are you doing? You're going backwards. Spare change. Nah, no one likes spare change. You can save up some stuff. It seems like such a waste to get this close to cure. Let's get cure. Titus, you're getting that. Woo, magic!
Hooray!
He now is
slightly less terrible.
Slightly more magical than Waka. Which is a big step in everyone's lives.
Are you more magical than Waka?
Nearly. Give me a couple of years. Yeah, take that.
2.
Is that what we're up to?
I think so.
If I was a better streamer, I would have a way of having a lightning count, but sadly I'm not. For everyone involved. If I was a better streamer, there'd be more than 5 people watching. But we do love and adore every one of you.
Yeah, maybe you do. I'm lukewarm.
Chris is normally anti most people. He's a misanthrope, if you hadn't noticed. So lukewarm's pretty good by your standards. Good work, Geronimo. Go. Speaking of Geronimo, I haven't heard from him in a while. I think he commented on a blog post a few weeks ago.
Well, he's on Twitter, so I hear from him there from time to time.
Go after him. Why isn't he back? All these people. Same with Tony.
I'm gonna be honest, maybe he found it boring.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And instead, now everyone just gets kind of this three-way conversation between me, you, and occasionally Anna. And you know, I'm happy with that.
Be strong.
Good message. Taken no prisoners here, and we've got limit break just in case we come up against. Is that gonna heal more damage than thing does? Yes, slightly.
Respectable.
This is gonna be a long grind to the end of this. So what's coming up in the blog this week, Chris?
Good question. And I should put up some kind of announcement about that conference paper that I did with Eleanor, because I think that will be live today.
That's exciting. Today, your time,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So sometime on Saturday.
Yeah, or it may be already actually.
Oh, damn it. So remind me, what was that presentation about?
Yeah, we were talking about scientific themes in Pokemon, and
I think your co-presenter just confirmed that it's live right now, Chris. I think your co-presenter in the chat just confirmed that it is indeed live.
So she has. Excellent.
That's quite cool. What was on?
I'll have to take a look at that and at all of the other presentations, because there were some interesting looking ones.
So this is not a classics conference you're presenting at, correct?
No.
What's the conference?
It's intersections of history and pop culture, basically.
Okay.
Although there was a classics one. There was one that was examining like the presentation of Roman imperialism in Total War, which I think you might like.
Ah, interesting. Yeah. There was a section, sorry to butt in, but there is a section about video game at the last Ask conference that I went to in February, which is the Australasian Society for Classical Studies, if anyone was wondering. But the last conference they had, there was a section on video games and the classics. So someone took a topographical map of Greece from where was it? Well, what game was it from? From Assassin's Creed. Is it Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
Yeah.
That's the one that's in Greece, right? So they took a topographical map of that and looked at that map compared to real Greece, and looked at the reception of Greek geography in each. I can't remember what the other ones were. One may have been a Total War one, but I don't think it was imperialism. So I mean, there are academics doing some fairly rogue and fairly cool things out there to do with pop culture and various topics. But you were talking about your one.
I was planning in earlier in the year to go to a conference that was about reception of classical studies in games, not just video games, but sort of board games as well, physical games.
Well, you've been playing yourself a classical game, as it were, the last couple of weeks, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Good old Marble Age 2.
Yeah, I have lost track of what we were actually talking about.
We were talking about what your paper with Eleanor was about.
Yeah, it's about scientific themes in the Pokemon games and comparing them with the aims of natural science in the period that she studies, the sort of 17th and 18th centuries.
So, if you were going to give us an abstract or a brief synopsis, what's the gist? What's going on?
Basically, the science for a lot of people in those periods was about collecting, about assembling the collecting together samples of everything in the natural world for just something like a botanical garden, or later for zoos.
Or even for like taxidermy collections and stuff like that, right?
Right, yeah. Your collections which still exist today in a lot of places.
Yeah. Got one in St. Andrews.
Yeah. And a lot of the legwork of that was done by people who were not professional scientists who were not necessarily academic. Volunteers in some cases, which is also kind of, it's the model that we joke about in Pokemon, right? Like Professor Oak just sort of slaps Pokedex in a 10-year-old's hand and says, go off and do my field work for me. It is the same thing.
Right, so you're not... By, like, non-professionals, you mean like people who didn't have a background in science, who were just kind of people of interest, rather than 10-year-old children?
Yes. Not quite that extreme in actual European science.
I guess a similar thing happened in classics, though, right? Because a lot of our, for a long period of the study of classics, quote-unquote, it was about collecting antiquities.
Oh, yes.
And it may have... I'll skip that one.
Well, I mean, it's different for classics because there was the tradition of studying the texts.
Yeah. Even as, like, a way to just to learn Greek and Latin. But there was no, they weren't archaeologists who went around digging holes in the ground, right? They were, glorified plunderers.
Right, like a lot of the early art history stuff is somewhat divorced from archaeological context.
Yeah, like everything in the Louvre.
Because it is about collection. It is about owning things and controlling things.
Yeah. In that very kind of colonial way of thinking. Did that figure into how they thought about the natural world as well? Because they're the same principle in play?
Kind of, yeah. Kind of.
It was kind of about...
that's a question for my co-presenter, really, but yeah. There is this sort of idea that they are trying to control the natural world to make it serve humanity. Which I guess, in some ways, kind of ultimately goes back to Christian theology and the idea that the world is there for humans.
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
I think we can agree that it's probably not. But it could be, but it's probably not. Elena, if you want, please do throw the link down in the chat, just in case the other 4 people watching this want to go check it out. Considering Anna just went and read and diagnosed a whole lot of stuff about thunderstorms earlier for us, it might be the kind of thing that she's into. So do throw a link to that in the chat if you can, or even just as a comment on the video, so it's here for people going forward. I think that's a reasonable thing to ask. And then you can see Chris's presenting skills and how much better he is in front of a non-live camera with a script than he is unscripted here, even though now it's at 9 o'clock his time. And we're still not really tangibly getting that much better. Okay. Find that somewhat frustrating, Chris. Oh, we can mix things. Let's not actually. Yeah. Yeah, high potion. Mari can deal with this problem. Good. Good. Yeah, look at that. 140 damage from Yuna.
Well done. That's almost an attack.
That's almost where Titus started, and he had never seen a sword before.
Hmm. To be fair to Yuna, she is fighting with a stick.
Hey, it's a stick with a rather large bauble on the top.
Yeah, the bauble is probably fragile.
I don't think so. I think it's made of stone. That's my headcanon. Chris does not agree. He's gone quiet.
No, sorry, I'm just reading a comment from Eleanor. She says, I'm a great presenter with the script much better than her, so at least half the paper is good. No, you're also good.
Have I actually ever seen you present? I was about to say I've seen you present. I don't think I have.
No, you must have, because I did one. I took a lecture once for.
Oh, a lecture's different.
History when Jeremy was away.
Yeah, a lecture's different.
Is it different from what?
From a presentation of original research.
Oh yes. I suppose you may not have then.
I don't think I have.
Stuff.
That's pretty crazy.
Hmm.
You may have seen me once.
Yeah. What have I seen you present?
Something that turned into my master's thesis, which was terrible at the time.
Mm.
It is, like, not even close to the worst presentation I've done. Like, it far outstrips how bad anything else that I've done, like, by multiple times, too. It was a horrendous paper. I had no idea what I was doing. Plus, I think I'd only been told that I was presenting like a week before it happened. So, there were major freakouts happening. But it turned into my master's thesis, which went okay. And is now a chapter in an edited volume. On Roman sieges. On sieges in the ancient Mediterranean.
Hmm.
Edited by Armstrong and Trundle. Armstrong and Trundle. I do miss Matthew. I do miss Matthew.
Yeah.
It was weird going to Asks this year, knowing that he wasn't going to be there.
Hmm.
Dan, Jeremy and I did have like a moment where we're like, yeah, let's have a drink for Trundle.
As is right.
Because where I was staying and how it worked out, I wasn't able to get Trundled myself. But I think Jeremy and Dan did.
Mm.
I was in Dunedin. You spent much time in Dunedin, Chris? It's a beautiful university.
I have never been to Dunedin.
You've never been to Dunedin?
I've never been to Dunedin.
You should probably change that. A great town.
Mm.
Yeah. University's really...
Yeah.
University's really beautiful too. Feels more like a British university than it does a New Zealand university. For those who don't know, Dunedin is basically New Zealand's only student town. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's probably reasonable.
It's like our 5th largest city or something like that.
Hmm.
Populated mostly by students.
I don't know about mostly, but substantially.
Yeah, substantially. Like it is over the 100,000 people mark, but around here, down there, down, and that's the start of Aura. Okay. Alright, we're figuring things out. Did you ever think about going anywhere other than Auckland, Chris?
Not really.
Yeah, I didn't seriously either. It's something that's interesting because now having lived in a university town, or multiple university towns I suppose, I'm not sure whether I like missed out on anything. Like, not sure being like, I think I may have, but not 100% sure that I did. In not leaving home. That's correct, Anna. I did know that Dunedin and Edinburgh are essentially two different names for the same place.
For different places.
Yeah, but they mean the same thing. So Dunedin is Edinburgh's...
So they're the same name, two different places.
They're two different names which mean the same thing that now refer to two different places.
They're two different names for two different places.
Well, when you say it like that...
Much like Auckland and Tokyo.
Yeah. Yes, much like Auckland and Tokyo. Directly comparable. That is the best comparison anyone has ever made. But yeah, it's the Gaelic, right? Which is what Anna says. I believe the South Island was heavily populated by Scots. Looking for the land for their farms, and of course there was the big gold rush that happened down there. In the I want to say 70s, but I don't know. Chris, you normally know these kinds of things.
I think it may have been even earlier, but I'm not sure.
I think you might be right. I may have been... Oh no, sorry. I think it may have been later. Because when was the American gold rush?
No idea.
Chris, you're the American representative on this podcast.
I am not, and I don't care.
Chris, you're supposed to be repping your homeland a bit better than that.
Nope.
Come on, Chris, you're letting the state of Ohio down.
Good.
Wait, what, you mean to say that you're not a loyal Ohioan?
I think it's Ohioan.
No, it's not.
I think it is.
No, it's not.
You can see why I might not want to be one.
Oh, you're definitely an Ohioan.
Definitely not.
More like an Ohio mark?
If I were an Ohioan, I would enjoy Skyline chili.
What's a Skyline chili?
Have I?
Surely that's only a Cincinnati thing. I thought that was only a Cincinnati thing.
Surely. Have I explained Cincinnati chili to you?
No, you haven't. I know that it's a thing, but not from you. So please do. I would love to hear.
Cincinnati chili is something that is regarded as an abomination by the rest of America and as a national treasure by the people of Southern Ohio, and possibly parts of Kentucky. But no, it's chili that is made with cinnamon and cocoa powder.
There's nothing wrong with cocoa powder in chili, to be fair.
Served with spaghetti and string cheese.
You see, that's wrong.
Yeah, it's. I believe it was invented by Greeks.
When you say Greeks,
yes.
How far back are we talking? Are you talking about ancient Athens?
No, I'm talking about like modern Greek Americans living in Ohio.
Oh, that's unfortunate. And they use spaghetti.
Sorry?
And they use spaghetti.
Yes, apparently. And
no one thought to tell them that this was a bad idea.
Skyline is still owned by a Greek family, and because my department, being a classics department, has ties to like the Greek American community in Cincinnati, Skyline caters a lot of our official events.
So, where do you stand on this chili? What is your official position?
I mean, I am a cheese heretic, as you know.
Yes, I do know that.
I don't like cheese.
I'm shaking my head. I should probably say I knew that, but it still blows my mind. You don't like all cheeses.
You didn't need to tell me. I could imagine that you were shaking your head.
All cheeses. There's not a single one of them amongst the thousands of varieties of cheese.
I mean, I haven't tried all of them.
You should try all of them.
I mean, ricotta is fine because it basically doesn't taste of anything.
Cream cheese?
Yeah, cream cheese is fine. I don't know that cream cheese is really cheese, though.
I mean... So, we're getting somewhere. Cream cheese is fine, ricotta's fine. I can understand not liking cottage cheese, because that's a weird texture. And if you've got any kind of textural aversion, then, yeah, that's going to set it off. But, like, you haven't, from cream cheese, moved into some of the, like, creamier cheese things?
Like brie? No.
Yeah, like a soft, mild brie or anything like that?
No.
Or...
I refuse.
Or like a nice, salty, crumbly feta. Brilliantly soft goat's cheese.
Oh god, no.
Goat's cheese is delicious. I think you might like it.
I have tried feta. It did not go well.
How did you try feta though? Like, did you just pick up a block and take a bite out? Because that's not going to go well.
Not a block, like a crumb.
Yeah, why are you eating it with not accompanied by anything else?
I mean, I've tried it in like a Greek salad.
Yeah, well seasoned with a lot of with lovely balsamic glaze. Ooh, delicious.
Yeah, it would be really good if you took out the feta.
Oh, you're a heretic. Everything's better with feta. Oh, scrambled eggs with feta. That's delicious. He doesn't need agility. He can start going backwards.
Yeah. Eleanor saying in reference to Skyline Chili, I guess not all Greek inventions could be good. At some point, they had to run out of steam.
That point was a long time ago.
At some point during the Middle Ages, I think.
Ugh. Trying to pray at the stone to release.
I think it was around the year 1200.
I mean, when did Greek Orthodoxy become a thing? Eastern Roman Empire. They were basically Greeks.
Schism. When was the big schism? 1100 or something?
I don't know. My medieval history isn't even as good as it used to be, and as you will attest, it was never really that good.
1054.
1054.
The Great Schism between the Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church.
I mean, it was all a mistake, right?
Close enough. I mean, I don't know when. I don't know what the theology behind it was, frankly. In fact, I think it may have been more politics than theology.
It often is, though, right?
True.
And yeah, I never did any classes that went that late, fortunately.
I want to ask, when was feta invented?
Because
that is an invention.
I mean, it is a very good invention.
I wonder if they might have had it in the ancient world.
Well, they definitely had cheese, right?
Yeah, they 100% had cheese. It's just a question of whether or not they had cheese that we would recognize as feta. I don't think there's any reason they couldn't.
Or cheese that we would recognize as cheese.
I don't know anything about how feta is made though.
Yeah, I have no idea. Food history is not one of my things. I'm trying to pray at this damn site and you keep getting hit by damn lightning bolts. Go. Ah. I have to say, Chris, I'm now ignoring the cheese thing because one thing I do have to say is I'm so jealous of the fact that you're coming into summer right now. It's starting.
It is very nice here.
It's starting to get cold and dark. It's not even December yet, and it's dark around 4 o'clock. I'm not even in Scotland anymore. Like, what is this insane country?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Well, what's the point? What's the point if half the year you're going to be staying inside, or it's going to be dark outside for like 70% of the time?
Well, I guess in Europe, if you go any further south, you risk dying of heat stroke in the summer.
Well, only if you're like, only if you're British, really.
Be strong.
I mean, I like to joke about it, but I really do think there's something in the idea that Britons have a very low melting point. And it's somewhere between 22 and 27 degrees Celsius. At that point, they stop being able to function correctly, whatever functioning correctly for British people looks like. They stop being able to function correctly, and yeah, basically start to melt.
To be fair, 27 is quite uncomfortable if you don't have air conditioning.
27 is fine. And I mean, yes, it depends how humid that 27 is. 27 in Auckland is, you know, not comfortable, but not terrible. Oh, 3 quacktails. Oh, I just used my damn thing. Quick, steal things.
From Eleanor, 22 is when the Scottish people declare the heat wave.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been in a Scottish heat wave.
22 is a nice day.
Yeah.
So be it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But then outside of that melting point, you also get this like idea that like never being content that the British people seem to have.
How do you mean?
So the country generally is not built for weather of any kind. Like very few of the houses have double glazing. The heating systems are archaic. So it's cold in winter, like properly cold. It's too hot in summer because the houses aren't well ventilated, despite the fact that it's only 22 degrees. And trains shut down at this first sight of flooding, so any heavy rain, any snow at all, and sometimes in autumn, leaves. Anna declaring 27 isn't melting, it's boiling. Ah, you sweet winter child. What's the hottest you've been excavating in?
Probably 33, 34.
Ah.
Yeah, I haven't had excavations that were all that hot. Because like at Icklina we had a very nice sea breeze.
And you guys
and
went and you guys went swimming in the afternoon, right?
Yes, indeed.
That would have been the life. No water around Gabby. We had once both of the years that I was we were shut down because it was above 40 degrees Celsius on site. And
yes, well, that sort of you are in danger of death if you're working in that.
Yeah, we for legal reasons had to be shut on those days. But that's properly hot. We had a heat wave the first time I was there, where I think every day for 2 weeks it was above 35. We were playing quite close to... Oh, not Riku, I wanted Yuna. We were getting quite close to that 40 mark where we had to shut down, but we only hit it once. Eleanor says that the library in St. Andrews closed last week because of high winds. That's...
was the building in danger of being blown over?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, that's the kind of shoddy work that
if they open the door, would the wind get in and blow all the books around? Is that what?
As well, you don't know is the library's actually outdoor.
Ah, I see.
The library has no walls, and so they need to bring the shutters down. Tons of wind. It's basically a shack. Oh, cutscene.
Everyone, wait.
They're probably not here.
What's up?
I have something to tell you.
Good.
Here?
We're almost out of here. Let's go.
I have to say it now.
Do you though?
Over there.
I don't really understand why the towers aren't all uniform. Like, they were made with Machina. Why don't they all have this nice little resting place underneath?
Somehow, my bad feelings always come true.
Anna, you're right to be dubious of my official excavations. No. So I've been an official volunteer. Well, I was a volunteer 1 year. I was
Why'd you change your mind?
trench assistant.
And Yevon's unity.
I think the next year.
I'm
talking over Yuna's
thing to do.
big revelation.
That's not good enough.
Oh, Oren.
Is it?
Being
Is it
comfortable.
because of Lord Jiskel?
Hey, that sphere!
Oh, Oren finds something.
Show me.
I can't. I must speak to Maester Seymour first. I truly am sorry, but it is a personal matter.
You're kidding, huh?
You think this is in character for
As you
Yuna?
wish.
I'm sorry.
Just one thing.
How do you mean?
Like being the secretive
Then
about
it
the
is
sphere.
Fine.
Wait a minute, Oren. You don't care? I mean, you're not gonna stop her?
No, I'm not. As long as she is willing to face sin, all else is her concern. That is a summoner's privilege, as long as she journeys.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
But that's...
She's gonna die anyway.
Yuna, just one question. Can't you just talk to Maester Seymour? You got to marry him?
Waka raises a good point.
But I think it is the right thing
Yeah,
to do.
talking, marriage,
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
basically
Clearly,
similar.
you can't talk to a maester unless you're married to him.
Quiet!
Yeah, damn right, Riku.
I wish we could help somehow. Some way.
It's okay. I'll be fine.
She says I'm sorry. He says it's fine. She's willing to face sin. She's privileged.
Titus learning about white privilege, finally.
but somehow I felt like I didn't belong. But if I
Because
didn't
you
belong with
literally
them,
don't belong.
I'd be stuck in
Titus.
Spira, alone.
It's all a dream.
And being alone in that place, well, I didn't want to think about it.
Me neither.
Next, we're going to Makalania Temple.
Yeah, Macarena
You
Temple.
can talk with Seymour there. We Guardians will wait until they're done and plan our next move. Understood?
Wait until they're done. Interested to know what Orin means by that.
Until they're done with the marriage.
Until they're done with each other and no longer want to speak. Then we'll get on with it. But yeah, Anna. So
Yeah.
I went to Gabby once as a volunteer, once as a
Right. Very good.
a trench assistant or something along those lines. Field intern. That's what it was. I was a field intern. And since then, I've been back once. Not as an official excavator, but because I knew the directors, they let me come to site, and I spent 10 days, I think, at the site excavating. Yes, white mage privilege. That's exactly what Titus is learning about. Oh, good. I'm actually quite interested, Chris. If these are lava, what do they turn into?
Well,
It's a real flaw in the naming system.
They are the larvae of
The Iron Giants?
Mothra.
Mothra.
I have no idea.
These are the things that sin grows from every time.
Yeah. I don't know what's a big lightning-themed monster that shows up later.
I don't know if there are any. Like, aside from more of those, like, flying imp things.
There must be.
I don't know that there are.
Maybe they're Ixion larvae. Maybe they grow into unicorns.
Gross. Would that make unicorns a form of bug?
Yes.
That's weird. I don't know how happy I am with that. I'm dismissing that whole notion, Chris. Just like I dismiss your disdain for cheese.
You have no right to dismiss either of those things.
I'll dismiss whatever I like. It is my privilege as the host of the stream. You get your own stream, you can dismiss whatever you please. In fact, you commonly do on your website. So, what do we have coming up this week on Pokemaniacal.com, Chris?
Good question. Well, I want to finish my review of Galarian, Ponyta, and Rapidash. I'm working on. So, unicorns, we can talk about how they grow from cocoons.
Okay, good. Scotland's national animal, of course.
Yes, indeed.
I assume that'll be coming up in...
Absolutely. I don't... I haven't quite figured out whether there is any particular reason unicorns are the national animal of Scotland. It seems like they just like them. Like it's very old. You know, it goes back to the Middle Ages. I think to James the II or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why's that? That's really not that ancient.
Well, the Middle Ages is reasonably ancient for Scotland, right?
I don't know. Scotland's been around for a pretty long time.
geologically or culturally or?
I mean, depends. Are the Picts Scottish?
Yeah. Good. Well, if that's the sort of thing, then like it doesn't go back to the Picts or anything like that. It goes back to like the country of Scotland.
Intriguing. Well, I look forward to finding out more. In the meantime, we're being slandered in the chat. I don't think I've ever seen Lava Mask.
Yeah, I am not familiar with this Latin bird. That is a good one to know, though.
I mean, Lemur and Lemures, I know those from religious connotation.
Right. And it's cognate with that, is it?
Really?
The
things we learn. The things we learn.
I mean, I can see how it might be related to Lares, maybe.
That's right. And Chris, we're through. We're through the Thunder Plains. We're gonna get destroyed by the monsters here, by the way.
That's fine.
All we have to do is come up against a Chimera, and I think we might be in a lot of trouble.
You're worried about Yuna.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Of course I'm worried about her. What is she thinking?
The simplest answer would be, in exchange for agreeing to marry him, she hopes to negotiate with Seymour.
Negotiate what?
I wonder.
What? All by herself?
She's strong, but Seymour is the better negotiator.
Well then, why don't we
Is it me, or is that line kind of kinky?
Yuna wanted it this way.
She's strong, but Seymour is the better negotiator.
Let's just
trust us?
Leave that untouched.
On the contrary.
I like to think that Oren's winking when he says it.
Whatever it is she's planning.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But that makes me worry even more. She could just tell us.
Good.
That's the way she is. She's naive, serious to a fault, and doesn't ask for help.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. She's got so many guardians that are all helping her.
You're probably right.
Yuna's easy to read.
Yeah, she is.
Is she though?
But hard to guard.
I think so. She kind of wears everything on her sleeve.
Well, she at this point has looked at Driscoll's sphere, asking her to take care of, like in the mafia sense.
Yeah, perhaps in the mafia sense.
Sorry. It's funny how calm I was. Maybe it was because I'd realized that Yuna wasn't marrying Seymour for love. Not really.
Can't know that, Titus.
It was just
but
her
my
duty.
impression has been
Something
that she's
she
not
had to
planning
do
on
before
marrying him at
returning
all.
to her pilgrimage. That's what I kept telling myself anyway.
That this is just an excuse to get close to him.
Well, maybe. I realized that Yuna and I'd never, you know.
Dang.
Yuna, let's go.
Lovely map sequence. We're on the other side. In Macarena Woods. And it is past that time. Well past that time. Got an extra 10 minutes out of us tonight.
So it would seem.
Anything you want to plug before we go, Chris?
I don't think so.
Anno does raise a good point. Having guardians is different from actively asking for help. I guess it is kind of accepted that guardians are going to be there, have to be there, and I imagine that Lulu and Waka. I think
it's
we're told
their job versus a personal request.
Yeah, I think we're told that Lulu and Waka wouldn't have it any other way. She was going to be a summoner. They were going to be her guardians. She did ask for Titus to be a guardian and to come along in Kilika, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she does ask for Riku to come along, but I guess that's for a different reason. It's family.
Mm.
You might have a point, Anna. I don't know. I guess I'm just pushing back a little bit against the trope of the kind of person being reluctant to ask for help and wanting to do everything by themselves, getting themselves into trouble, and realizing that they're only as strong as their friendships.
But it is also generally true that, like, the main thing Yuna needs to do, the main point of her quest, is something that, as far as she knows, she can only do alone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's the guardian's job to get her there.
Summoner's pilgrimage. It's all about her, by definition.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway, anything
they can't help it with.
Anyway, Chris, anything you want to plug before we go?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? I will plug 2 things for you. Do go check out Chris's new Pokemon Trainer Is You entry over on Pokemaniacal.com, and check out his presentation along with Eleanor about Pokemon training in the or science in the Pokemon world, and a comparison between 19th century science?
17th through 19th.
17th through 19th century science. I'll be going to check that out later, and I will post the link, since Eleanor hasn't, in the comments to this video. So yeah, that's all from me. I've been Jim the Editor. Thank you everyone for joining us. It's been fun. If you are watching this later on, thank you for watching, and come join us next time. Come hang out. Probably be more action one day. Anyway, enough from me. See you later. Say goodbye to the people, Chris.
Farewell, people.
Bye.